Hello everybody, it is Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome to another Yugioh VRains discussion video. So I just reviewed episode 2 yesterday, and then I went to bed, and in the middle of the night, we got some more information pertaining mainly two characters, and that is Ema and Revolver. Now, Revolver's New Ace monster, that's kind of what I'm titling this, because we don't know if this is actually his ace monster or if Topologic Bomber Dragon is still his ace monster. I want to get your guys' opinion on that. Was revealed a couple of days ago, so I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I'll talk about Ema first, and I'll talk about Revolver. Then there's just some quick information about the difference between the duels we will see, the speed duels and the regular duels in Link VRains, and then I'll talk about Revolver's Dragon. So I'll link all these sources down below. This is all on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. But before we begin, I want to play an excerpt when I analyzed all these characters when we got their initial profile of a video I did a couple of weeks ago. I'll date it and everything. I don't know if anyone's played the Sonic games, but that's kind of like Rouge the Bat. I never thought I'd really make a Sonic comparison, but I mean, she's someone who I feel like Ema might portray in Yugioh VRains, a character who is not really a good character. You don't view her as a hero, but at the same time, you do not view her as an evil character. So it'll be very interesting, but still a lot of mystery surrounding Ema Besso. So here is Ema's profile. Ema is cited as maybe an enemy, maybe a friend. She seems to be both, picking no real side. She's also a duelist for those worried about that. Ema is a beautiful treasure hunter type character who steals info from anywhere between Den City to VR. Are you kidding me? Literally, in that video, I compared her to Rouge the Bat, that she'd be in a gray area for morality, and it kind of says that in the first line. And Rouge the Bat, for those that don't know, is a treasure hunter. That's literally what she is. And I gotta say, it's great because V-Blade was the one that sent me this, and he's like, oh dude, you called it. And it's weird actually being right about things, because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 with my horrible predictions kind of killed all legitimacy I had when it came to speculation. And someone else commented on one of my reviews and was like, hey dude, I just read the info about Ema between you getting the Aoi saving Yusaku thing right in the next episode, and between you nailing Ema's profile literally almost word for word. Did you get like a script of the first 5 episodes and you're just not telling us? I can promise you I do not have a script of the first 5 episodes. I've just gotten really lucky, but I'm feeling really good right now. Maybe I'll make like a crazy theory video this weekend. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that unless I actually genuinely comprise some info. But yeah, I'm sorry if I sound a little arrogant. It's just weird being correct about things. So that's really cool to see that Ema is literally exactly what I thought she would be. She's going to be maybe an enemy, maybe a friend. She's going to be a character that shows up, and when she shows up, you're not going to say like, oh good, Ema's here, she's going to help the situation. But when she shows up, you're not also going to say like, ah crap, Ema's here, it's going to all go down the crapper. But here's the thing, I think Soul Technology is going to, now she could be, we needed a character like this, because she could easily be double crossing people that she's working for. Like, she could approach Yusaku in episode 4 or 5 and say, hey Yusaku, I want to work for you, I want to help you get information from Soul Tech, but really, she was already hired by Soul Tech, and she's just trying to get close to Yusaku, even though Yusaku is very standoffish. I don't think something like that would really work against him. He seems to really, really be smart and really well at reading people like we thought he would be. I mean, he knew that the AI in episode 2 purposely sent him into that data storm tornado, so he's just a very smart guy, so I don't think that's really going to work on Yusaku. I'd love to see a duel between Ema and Aoi, I'll tell you that much, since they seem to be the only 2 female characters in the show right now, and she is a duelist, but I can see Soul Technology approaching her maybe sometime after the Go duel and saying to her like, hey Ema, we're gonna give you all the jewelry you want, all the money your heart could ever desire, if you take down Yusaku and take back this mysterious AI for us. She's obviously going to say yes, because again, very similar to Rouge the Bat, it doesn't matter if it's an extreme evil or an extreme good, as long as you're promising her that, that's the thing with Rouge. She is selfish. She's a selfish character, and I wonder if I think Ema probably is going to be similar to that. She's going to do what she wants to do, what puts her best interest in mind, and that we really haven't had a character like that in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I can remember. So I think that's going to be a really interesting character development either, because yes, Ema right now is maybe like this, but in the end of the show, maybe she's going to be a character who does end up caring about people, because right now it seems she only cares for herself. I don't really know. I don't think she's going to have that big of a role in terms of being tied to the past. I don't think she's going to have, really honestly, any role in terms of being tied to Yusaku's past. I think she's just going to be an extra character that maybe forms a close bond with everyone, including, Yusaku, including Aoi. But who knows, because she's also a character who the Knights of Hanoi could probably hire and say, look, we'll give you money, we'll give you whatever you want as long as you do this for us. And again, even though she knows the Knights of Hanoi are bad dudes because of, they almost killed people. I mean, they might have actually killed people in Link VRains. She's still going to do it because that's what kind of character it seems she will be. So, very interesting news on Ema Besso, literally Rouge the Bat from Sonic. We're going to move to Revolver. Revolver apparently has some connection to Ignis, maybe from the first episode or something much deeper. It isn't clarified. Again, I think that he is going to have a part in the past. We saw the children being rescued. I know a big thing that I talked about that at the end of episode 2 review, so check that out if you haven't already. I know a lot of people, to counter-argue that, have been saying, but Dylan, if this was 5 years ago, we saw Revolver 5 years ago, taking on the Cyverse, and he hasn't aged at all. But I will say this, when the past memories of people kind of get affected, I feel like anything can happen. And not only that, this is an event that could have happened like 10 years ago. Like, Yusaku is 16 now, I believe, or 15. In this picture, he easily looks like he could have been 5. And if this happened 10 years ago, and 5 years go past, then, I mean, it still kind of makes sense in terms of a timeline. Of course, this is an event that could have happened 5 years ago. We just don't have an event on when these children were saved, or not an event. We don't have a timestamp on when these children were saved. So, again, I'm basing that off the end of the opening where we see Revolver, Aoi, Go, and Yusaku all turn into the colors of the AIs. I don't think they would have done that if Revolver wasn't going to play a role in whatever it might be with the AIs, but who really knows? We still have to wait and see. And it is unsurprisingly noted he'll be dueling Yusaku in the future. Now, whether this is 5 episodes in the future, whether this is 10 episodes in the future, whether this is 30 episodes in the future, we don't really know. But I don't think they'd put that in if they didn't have kind of initial plans for him to duel Yusaku. And if this happens, the earlier this duel happens, the bigger chance Yusaku has to lose, I think. Because if this duel happens like 30 episodes in towards the end of this arc, most likely the protagonist is going to win. If this happens like in episode 7 or 8, we know protagonist's track record with losing early in the show. Besides, you say it's happened to almost every protagonist. It very well could happen that Revolver defeats Yusaku if it happens earlier in the show. So that will be an interesting thing to watch. Still, that is going to be potentially a really awesome duel. And we're going to get into the new monster we saw for Revolver. I want to know which one you guys like better and which one you think will actually be his ace. But before we do that, V-Jump also reiterates that Link VRains is split into 2 duel formats, Speed Duels and Master Duels. Masters are the new Master Rule duels you're used to, while Speed Duels follow dual Link rules, 3 zones. Basically, Speed Duels is the duel we saw in Episode 2. We have yet to see a Master Duel. Maybe that will be a duel between Yusaku and Go in the near future. Who knows? We will have to see. But we still will be having Master Duels. Hopefully it's like a 50-50 split. Even if it's something like 75-25, maybe that would be a little more. But maybe that would be a little more than I would like. But I do hope we just get some regular standing duels often. And I think we will. So here is the new monster for Revolver. So you want to know what Revolver plays? Dragons. Dragons made of guns. Keep in mind the picks we have aren't HQ enough for some cards, so keep checking back. So this is seemingly a new ace perhaps, and it's Varel Load Dragon. It is a Link 4 Dark Dragon type Link monster, 3,000 attack points. So that's interesting because Topologic Bomber Dragon has 3,000 attack points. Which one's his ace? Who really knows? Maybe he'll have 2 aces and kind of use them both evenly. This card cannot be targeted by monster effects. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field. That monster loses 500 attack and defense. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this. At the start of a damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can activate this effect, gain control of that opponent's monster, placing it at one of this card's link points. But that monster is sent to the graveyard during the next turn's end phase. So that's crazy. You can just steal any monster that you choose to attack. That seems very, very powerful to me. So that will be interesting to watch in action. Varel Load Dragon. Now, if you've forgotten about Topologic Bomber Dragon, Topologic Bomber Dragon is a Cyberse monster. And remember how stunned Revolver seemed when Yusaku played a Cyberse card. And they hate the Cyberse. Topologic Bomber Dragon is going to be the monster Revolver gets when he joins the good side. I think they are all going to get a Cyberse-type monster, and I think that's just more proof, because it seemed, based on what Revolver said, he doesn't have Topologic Bomber Dragon right now. I think he's going to get him in a data storm, and he has some connection to Ignis. He has some connection to the Cyberse. That was stated in the info we just got for him, and I really think that Topologic Bomber Dragon will become his ace monster once he joins this group, this faction with Yusaku, whatever it might be. I think they're all going to get maybe Cyberse monsters. So that is just an interesting thing to keep in mind, that Varrow Load Dragon is not Cyberse. It's a regular dragon, and Topologic Bomber Dragon might be the upgrade of that. And Topologic Bomber Dragon is a Cyberse monster, which, again, I don't think Revolver has right now, based on the dialogue he gave us in Episode 2. That's a very interesting thing to keep in mind. I honestly just kind of realized that right now when I looked at Varrow Load, and I said, wait a second, wasn't Topologic Bomber Dragon a Cyberse monster? And didn't Revolver have that kind of questions about the Cyberse effect monsters, where he said, I thought we destroyed all of them in Episode 2. Clearly proof that he does not have a Cyberse monster. He hates the Cyberse right now. But yeah, that'll be a very interesting thing to see develop. So let me know all your theories, guys. Let me know if you agree with what I've been saying about, I've been saying a few different predictions, but yeah, let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, and all the theories that you have down below. So as always, I cannot thank you guys enough for watching. We should be getting the Episode 4 summary this weekend, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you enjoy the weekend. One more day until that beautiful weekend. So yeah, comment your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. See you next time.
Wow.